The Aesthetic Podcast from Local Women Magazine. This podcast is brought to you by BTL Aesthetics Ireland, supporting clinics with aesthetic solutions.
Hi and welcome to Local Women's Aesthetic Podcast. I'm Emma Heaney from Elite Aesthetics, and today I'm joined by Kirsty Taggart from Emerald Medical Aesthetics in Clogher. Now, are you considering an aesthetic treatment? Well, the most important thing is the consultation. So Kirsty is going to go walk us through a consultation today and give her views.
Hi Emma, thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. So I'm excited to talk to you today. So why do you think it's important to give focus to the consultation?
So consultation's been a bit of a pet project of mine for a while because I've seen it done really bad and I've seen it done really well, and I want to make sure that we as practitioners are doing it really well. The reason being is it's better for our patients. They're going to get a better outcome. They're going to have more trust in you as a practitioner, and they're going to have less issues. There's going to be less complaints, complications, things like that, and people are just going to be much happier all around. The consultation for me is the building blocks of any treatment. This is where it starts. This is where your relationship with your patient starts.
Yeah, I've always said that your first part of your journey isn't with a needle, it's the consultation, the conversation. Absolutely. Let's make sure we've got shared goals. Yeah. Manage expectations as well. I think that's a really big thing in our industry.
It is huge. A lot of people come in and they expect to look like maybe somebody from the internet or from social media. A lot of those photos are edited. Yes. We are up against filters and we're up against Photoshop, and we're up against all of those things. It's so commonly used now, and people don't realise that because they think that everybody looks that way naturally. Yes. So they do.
And that is difficult. Yeah. And I mean, it's really hard even for ourselves in the industry that when they come in with the filters on, you think, I'd like to look like that. I'm thinking, yeah, I'd like to look like that as well. So when you talk about your consultation with your patient, walk us through it. Let the listeners know what the questions they should be asking, you know.
So for a consultation for me, I make sure I allot an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. That's quite a lot, and a lot of practitioners are probably going, but I'm sure the patients are probably more reassured by that. And the reason I do that is because when you come into me, you're probably coming in to say, I want 0.5 ml of lip filler, or I want Botox in this area, this area, this area. Whereas I'm going to actually stop you in your tracks, and I'm going to sit you down and I'm going to say, no, what is it that's annoying you? What has brought you in here? And I will advise you on what is going to be able to help that area and what is going to actually get the results that you're talking about. Because a lot of the time people don't really realise what they're asking for. I've had people who don't know the difference between Botox and fillers, and they sit down and they're like, I want Botox in my lips because I want them to be smooth or plump, and they don't realise the difference. And it's not an issue, it's just that they have a lack of sort of education awareness around it, because it's not their job to know what to put where. That's my job, and that's why I want to talk it through with you and get what's right.
And so when you're doing your consultation, I think it's really important. I think it's great when they come in with their ideas, you know, their goals. Yeah. But sometimes what you'll find is a lot of people will just go, I want to look like this. Yeah. You know?
We all want to look like that.
So lean back slightly. But so in your consultation process, you take an hour. An hour is a long time. I'm probably 30 minutes to 45. Yeah. As years have gone on, I've probably got it down to a fine art. Yeah. Because yes, while it's a conversation to get to know each other, you really need to stay focused on their goals.
Absolutely.
You know, because you can drift on a tangent, and look at the amount of treatments that we have on our treatment protocol. You know, so it can drift. So when you're doing your consultation with your patient, do you charge for your consultations?
So I do charge, but the charge comes off the cost of your treatments then. For me, I charge so that people don't not show up to their appointments. That's a huge issue in the industry as a whole. And at the end of the day, that's my time. That's time that I've taken out of family life or another job or whatever to be here. So I charge for that. But when the patient is booking in for other treatments, then I give them that back as credit, because that's my investment in getting it right for them. Okay. So yes, it has taken my time and I should be charging for that. But I am happy to invest that time if they're happy to start a journey with me.
And I think charging for your consultation means that you're showing the value of your time, and you hope that the patient will value your time also. Absolutely. I think that's a really strong message.
I do have a lot of people reach out to me and say, such and such down the street don't charge for their consultations, I'm going to go there, and that's fine. But it's important to me that I do charge, and it's quite a recent thing, because I think when I first was in the industry I found it difficult to sort of charge because nobody else charged, but now I know the importance of the consultation, the time it takes, and it's important to charge for it.
So when your patient comes to your consultation, do you like them to wear makeup, no makeup? What's your rule of thumb?
Preferably no makeup, but given that I do a lot of the time, then maybe they're coming from work or something like that. I'm very understanding about that as well. I'm a busy woman too. So we will take all the makeup off, though. They need to be aware that they're not coming in for me to just have a quick look. They're coming in for, in my clinic, we do a full skin scan as part of our consultation. We take all the makeup off and we talk about goals. We talk about not just injectables and things like that. We talk about skincare and sort of other alternative treatments as well.
And that's excellent, because I mean, injectables are great. I mean, we love them. Done right product, right place, fantastic. But the skin covers the muscles, the face, the body, and if you don't maintain the skin, the injectables only look half as good as what they possibly could look at. I think skincare is a massive investment.
Huge investment. A lot of people are put off by the price of good quality skincare, but the majority of my patients, once they start it, they can't believe the difference it makes. And they've maybe been getting injectables for years, and then all of a sudden they add skincare into the regime and they're like, oh my goodness.
Next level.
Yeah. Yeah. And even talking about things like looking after yourself from within and stuff as well. People wouldn't think about the impact that maybe lifestyle and diet and, you know, gut health and things like that have on our skin, and collagen production and elasticity and stuff as well. So just taking it right back to basics and having that as part of your consultation, and just getting people to maybe think a little bit more about other things that will contribute to their sort of aesthetic outcomes as well.
And I think as well, part of the consultation is for the patient to think, am I the right injector for them, and are they the right patient for me? You know, can I achieve the goals that of their expectations? And everybody might not be your patient, and that's okay. I think that's a good enough reason.
Absolutely. I quite often say no to people.
Me too.
And that's important, because for me as an injector, I need to stay ethical, and for me to be ethical, I'm doing what's best for the patient. You know, we as medical practitioners, that's what we sign up to from the very start before we enter aesthetics, before we do anything else. So a lot of times I will say no, and we just say, look, we're not right for each other. You know, if you find another injector that wants to work the way that you want them to work, then that's fine. And I'm happy to let patients like that find the right person for them.
I think that's a sign of a very safe injector, in my opinion.
Thank you.
So for the people that are listening, what are red flags in their consultation?
Yeah, so being rushed, being quick in and out the door. These 5-minute consultations or 5 minutes, sit down, have a look at you, tick a box, be done. That would definitely be a permanent red flag for me, a very big red flag. Not being asked the right questions. So yes, we obviously want to know about your medical history. We want to know what medications you're on. That's a given.
Tell the truth.
Exactly. Please don't lie to us, because we will know when you start bleeding all over the place. But yes, we want to know about you as a person as well. We want to know what's brought you here so that we can treat you appropriately. You know, there's lots of things that go into aesthetics. It's a very personal thing, and we don't want to be losing out on that personality, that personability between us.
A red flag for me is consultation and treatment on the same day. It's a no. Absolute no. Well, obviously with botulinum toxins, you can't.
It's illegal.
So, but for other treatments as well, you should get a cooling off time. You should get time to think. You know, go home, think about it. Is this the treatment for me? If you're rushed on the consultation to get booked in that day, it's a big red flag for me.
Yeah, I agree. I would encourage, now a lot of patients won't, they'll want their treatment on the same day. They'll maybe have had the treatment before and they're coming back to have it again, or you know, but still I allot enough time to have that robust consultation, and we do take our time, and then I would just be encouraging people to go away and, as you say, have that cooling off period. Think about it, because it's your face. It's, you know, yes, of course we can reverse fillers and we can do things like that, but it is your face, and we don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be causing more issues. We don't want to be putting you at risk.
I've got a few questions. Obviously I put it out on my social media, so any questions that they would like to ask. I've got a fantastic nurse in the hot seat here. So we thought, right. So one of the ones was, do you think social media has influenced unrealistic expectations?
Oh, it's huge. Anyone who follows me on social media, I make it a point that I don't put filters on my photographs. I will come on and I will look as rough as I look every day, because that is reality. I will have good skin days. I will have bad skin days. I will have uneven skin. I will have patchy tan. I will, you know, I am a human being. I think that when we start using filters and that becomes our norm and the standard, then that starts to get a little bit scary, because if you think about, like, I have 2 young girls, and I think about them growing up in a world where they believe that everything is perfect.
Yes.
Because the filters have made it this way, or because photo editing has made it this way. And I think that's just really important that we're part of this industry that can educate against that. So it's important that we do that. So I will not use filters, and you can hold me accountable. You can look through all my stuff. I don't use them.
What is the most common myth about aesthetics?
Oh, the most common myth is that you're going to look fake. Do you see the comments? Not just from, I know men get a hard rap because they give us a hard time sometimes, but from other women as well. Oh, what are you be getting that stuff in your face for? And, you know, you're going to look fake and you're not going to look like yourself. Aesthetics done well makes you look like the best version of yourself, and that is quite simply it. We are not out to change people's faces. We are not, you know, the majority of us anyway, are not out to change people's appearance. We're not out to make you a different person. We're not plastic surgeons, you know. We are just trying to enhance what is so perfect about you already. So we are.
And that's really reassuring, because a lot of people come in the consultation and say, oh, you look normal.
Yes, I get that too.
And it's really important. I just want to look, I mean, I don't want to look 25 again.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to look the best version of myself at my current age.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't
agree.
really need, I'm not chasing that. And I sort of give that message quite strong to my patients as well.
Yeah.
And my favourite word is tweakments. I just tweak.
like that. Yeah.
You know, I just enhance.
That's
you know,
nice.
I don't change.
No.
You know. So what one thing do you wish patients truly understood about aesthetics and about what our job that we're doing?
I suppose, again, going back to that, we're not out to change you. We're not out to make you a different person. We just want to enhance what's great about you. And please don't be expecting too much of us either. It's probably a big thing. Like that, like you were saying, that I want to look like this. You know, there's only so much that we're able to do. But a good practitioner is the one that will tell you that that's just not possible. And you know, these are your options otherwise, because we'll have information and knowledge on other options, whether it be surgery or whether it be, you know, something else. So just to take our advice, because we know what we're doing.
That's a really good one. I'm going to leave you with one last one. If you could ban one aesthetic trend, what would it be?
Overfilled lips. I'm sorry, I'm so done with overfilled lips. They're starting to come back a little bit again.
I noticed that recently.
A lot of no's in my clinic recently. If it fits your profile balance, you might get a little bit more filler than somebody else. But it's all about that individualised sort of plan and finding what fits your profile balance and what actually is going to balance out your face, as opposed to leaving you duck-lipped and looking like you're in the 90s.
Yeah, well, that's true, because in elite, balanced is in and big is out. Yeah. For me.
I love that.
Well, listen, thank you so much. I think we've learned a lot about the consultation, and I hope the listeners realise the value on the consultation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're looking to get in touch with Kirsty, you can find her on social media. She's fantastic. You want to follow her. She's really, really interesting. It's Emerald Medical Aesthetics. And Kirsty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Aesthetic Podcast from Local Women Magazine. This podcast is brought to you by BTL Aesthetics Ireland, supporting clinics with aesthetic solutions.